Now we're going to look at row operations on your calculator. So let's go access the matrix. So second matrix, or whichever way you have to go and do it. So there's the names, and if you'll notice I still have those same matrices that I had from the last video. So there's my display, but it says to cursor once. I've got to get to the math. So cursor once. Now you'll notice this is not the screen that I have indicated on my paper. So the easiest way to get to that screen that I've got is to use an up arrow. Okay, this is the screen that we will use the most. So first note, let me move this down a little bit. Whoa, it went down a whole lot. When matrix is indicated in row operations, you have to tell the calculator which matrix you are working with. Well, right now, here's a row swap. This is row add, this is multiply row, and this is multiply row and add. Now there is a very specific way that you have to put this information in. And if you'll notice over at C, D, E, and F on my paper, what I have in parentheses is the order in which I have got to write these things in. So let's see. Let me quit this just a second. Let me go get one of those matrices, which you should still have in there. I'll look at matrix A. Let's say I want to multiply row 1 by a -3. So if that's all I want to do is just multiply a row, I need to do E, multiply a row. So let me go and get my matrix. Go over to math, and I've got to go up, and I want E. So let me cursor up, just multiply, hit enter. Now this is what it looks like. I need to tell it the value. Now I think I said -3. I have to do a comma. Here's your comma. And guys, the calculator's not going to know which matrix you're talking about or wanting to work with, so you have to tell it. That's always the thing I have to do next when I either want to multiply or multiply and add. So I wanted to do it to the very first matrix, comma, and RA means this is the row I need to multiply, and I said row 1 in parentheses. Now if you'll notice what it says, it's going to multiply row A by that number, and then it's going to store the answer in row A. So let me hit enter. So it multiplied that first row just by -3. Now there is another note over here. Every time you do a row operation, you must store the new matrix by using the following keystrokes. I'm going to have to do second, Pooh Bear. Undo that. I have to hit store, second, x to the -1, and then hit enter. And I always put it back on top of the matrix I'm working with. And now I have to hit enter one more time. And now it's stored in. My matrix has been changed because I stored in over top of it. Well, let's see. Let's say I want to get this back to a 1. I want this position a 1. Now if I multiply that position, that means everybody's got to get multiplied. So I need to multiply by its reciprocal, a -1/3. So let me go get just the multiplication again. So second matrix, over to math, go up, and I need E. Now remember, I wanted to make this 1, a +1. So a -1 divide by 3. Remember, I've got to tell it the value. Then I've got to tell it the matrix, which is the very first one, comma, and the row. It was row 1. So it's right back to what it used to be. Also notice on here that if you do not store this, it will revert back to the matrix that you had in prior. So again, here we go. Store, second matrix, and I want it to go in for A. Then enter. Now let's just say I want to make this position a 0. Remember, in the elimination method, if I want to get rid of something, I need to multiply the other equation by the opposite. So I'm going to multiply the top row by -4. So this is the F version that I've got over here. So let's go get the math for matrix. Go up. It's the very first, the bottom one. Okay? So let me press enter. Now remember, I want a 0 in the second row, first column. I'm going to use the first row to accomplish that. And the only way I can get a 0 is if I use opposites. So -4, comma, tell it the matrix, which is my first matrix, comma. Now it says multiply row A of a matrix, multiplies row A of matrix by a value, adds to row B, and stores the answer in row B. So whatever's at the very tail end near the parentheses is where this row is going to go. So I want to multiply row 1, comma, change row 2, and store in row 2. So I'm multiplying a -4 times row 1, and I'm adding it to 2. Let's see if I get a 0 in that position. And yes, I do. Now if I wanted to keep that, then I'm going to go store, second matrix, enter, and enter one more time. And that's it, I believe, for this particular one. In the next one, we start playing with this a whole lot. Goodbye.